う一度お母さんと妹の信頼を取り戻すためにも。
Welcome back to Classroom of the Elite episode number 5. This episode had some tears, but it also did have some resolutions on a lot of the things I've been wondering about, of which I got none of them correct. Starting out, as always, we got the quote from the beginning of the episode. It is "Fortune favors the bold." This definitely applies to this show because you just gotta go for it. And sometimes you're going to win handsome rewards, and other times you're gonna get slapped in the face by life, which actually happens in this episode now that I think about it. Speaking of violence, we have Hashimoto here and this henchman looking guy. He was on season 1. I don't know what his name is. He had some nice white gloves that I'm assuming weren't going to be white in a few minutes. Now I will say, if anyone ever shows up to my door wearing gloves, I am not going to be opening that door. I knew something was up because Ayanokoji doesn't normally say anything, right? He likes to let things play out, but something was going on here. We have Ichinose showing up and Sakayanagi taking a look, staring down at her little prey. I thought she came back because she wasn't sick anymore, but she also did come back because of another reason that we find out at the end of the episode. As I pointed out on a previous episode, this is still a school and grades do matter, so we got the Ayanokoji study group just making sure they're all in line. We got our big confrontation. We got Sakayanagi versus Ichinose. She's going to spill the beans.
私は皆さんを救いに来たんですよ。
I don't know if that's the face that is coming to save you, but I will say, if you didn't notice in the episode, there was heavy emphasis on the look in your eyes.
私は罪を犯した。許されない罪を。
We also got the look in the eyes of criminal in Ichinose.
裕福じゃなかったけど、楽しかった。
We flash back in time to see the happy days in the Ichinose family. Apparently her mom is a god of making omelets and ketchup art. I had to put this in here because her mom actually does seem really cool. We find out they don't have a lot of money, and so what Honami actually does is try to earn some scholarships by being the best at school. Unfortunately, her mom collapsed out of exhaustion trying to work some extra shifts in order to afford a present for her little daughter. Honami tried to step up by picking up some jobs, but being that she's a middle schooler, she wasn't able to get hired. Her sister, of course, wanted something really expensive and out of her range. It was an idle hairpin showing up at 32,200 yen. When you got money problems and no one else to give you the money to go get it, I guess you just gotta steal it and give it to your sister and tell her that you got money from a friend. Look at her sister. She's so happy. I will tell you, I've seen that look before on parents when they turn from being happy to realizing that something horrible has just happened.
お母さんには私が盗んだんだって分かったみたいで。
And this is normally what happens in the end. I like how her mom was helping her bow. She's like, you are getting as far down as possible. We got to see Honami trap herself in her room, wearing a tracksuit no less. Every time I see someone trapped in their room with a tracksuit, I think of our guy right here. I can't wait for Konosuba Season 3.
あなたの幸せを掴んでほしいって。
And finally, we get a nice little love letter from Mama Ichinose and a beautiful omelet again.
こんな私だけど、みんな最後までついてきてくれないかな。
We go back into the present and gaze upon our little Honami here. Will you come to the very end with me? Very powerful. I think she did that very well. One thing I want to talk about here before I move on is the fact that some people are not going to get what actually happened here, right? It's a difference of culture. I think most people watching this from our side of the world are going to be like, just stealing a little hairpin for your sister, even though wrong, is not the end of the world as much as Ichinose Honami actually took it. In their culture, this is basically something that stays with you forever. You're a criminal, you stole something. Doesn't matter the fact that you were doing it for a good reason or if everybody else forgive you. I like how Nagumo came in here with teachers and finally put the end to this whole rumor arc, because it really is messed up and plays with people's minds outside of just the normal exams that we have or the special exams.
一ノ瀬さんは 事前にあなたに過去を告白していたのではありませんか？
ああ、
Now we finally get to see everything that happened that we weren't privy to. So we start out here with Ayanokoji and Sakayanagi.
俺が毎日ここにいるのはお前が全部吐き出すのを待ってるから。
I don't know how many days Ayanokoji took to whittle down Ichinose, but he kept showing up to her place, waiting for her to confess her secret. I think the biggest travesty out of all of this is that suit that she just dropped on the ground.
俺を動かすためにカムロを使っただろ。
Ayanokoji was onto Sakayanagi right from the beginning because he was like, why'd you sick your henchman on me? And why did you give me some really old beer? Because he was looking forward to that, but not anymore.
お前にとっては一ノ瀬の存在などどうでもいいということか。
ええ。
I think the most messed up part about all this is nobody was interested in Ichinose, right? Sakayanagi was just trying to get Ayanokoji to pay attention to her. Ayanokoji helping out Ichinose was really just because it happened that way. He wasn't planning on doing it, and it just worked out. We knew this was a battle that was going to happen at the last season, but now it's coming to a head. We have Sakayanagi putting herself up for expulsion, or we will have Ayanokoji being exposed as the mastermind of Class C. And how they're going to do this is with the upcoming exams. This is a school and exams actually do matter. I wonder how this is going to work out because Class A is supposed to be the best and the brightest, and Class C, which used to be Class D, doesn't have the brightest people in their group.
桐山副会長にはこの情報を掲示板に書き込んでほしいんです。
We found out a bit more of the rumors and how it took place. It was Ayanokoji, of course. That actually makes sense. He went to Vice President Kiriyama and had him put up the rumors for him. Now, back at the beginning, when I was thinking about Hashimoto and then Ayanokoji actually calling him out, it only made sense if it wasn't Hashimoto that it was Ayanokoji, because who else would expose the secret meeting of Kei and Ayanokoji? It wouldn't be Kei. Had to be Ayanokoji.
バレンタイン前に櫛田から提供された情報は正確だった。
We find out what Kishido is doing this whole time, and that was providing information to Ayanokoji, and Ayanokoji paid her an informant fee, plus he's going to be giving her half of any points that he earns from here on out, which is pretty steep. I like this though because if Kushida actually means this, as long as you keep paying me, I'll let bygones be bygones. Because it's one of those ones where even if she's your enemy, as long as you can have her on your side, if that means just paying her money, then you know what, why not?
それを確かめ退学させるためだ。
Ayanokoji apparently likes his money because he is going to have this girl expelled.
少し遅くなっちゃったけど、これバレンタインチョコ。
If you didn't watch the end of the episode after the credits, well, you missed something. It was Ichinose here walking along Ayanokoji, and she gave him a Valentine's Day present. We now know that Kushido is one of the 5 original girls to give him a gift. We're just missing one person. I'm still putting my money on Ibuki. Look at this scene right here. You have Honami over here just smiling away. Most romantic scene ever. And then on your left side, you have Ayanokoji. Man, they really beat the emotion out of him. I go back to the last episode and thinking about Yamauchi and what he did, and I'm like, wasn't this guy the person that spread the rumors because of how he knocked over Sakayanagi? And in the end, this dude is just an asshole. That's all he is. He's just a jerk. Class A jerk. Or for once, someone said in the comments on the prior episode, he is Yamagod. And Yamagod does not get punched in the face. And that was the end of episode number 4 and 5. This was very fun. I cannot wait for the next week. I'm glad I keep saying that week after week and not going, man, this was kind of okay. Hopefully next week is better. No, this has been pretty good. I can't wait to see the next one. I'll catch you around next time.